good afternoon. This is the Medley Show, and we're so happy that you're joining us once again. Trust you've been keeping safe. Trust everything has been going smooth for you. Now, on the program today, we are doing something different. We're talking about dignity in labor. Now, on Monday was May 1st, and it was Workers' Day. On the studio today, I'm no Hydra, and I cannot do all these things without some certain unique people. In the studios, on the control, I have Ridwan. Semben is on playout. My producer is like a cloud over my head, hovering around Deyemi. And on the cam, I wish you could see this, I have who I call the Big D. His name is Alex. And I also have the beautiful, sensational Rose. And of course, I call him Ishaya Bulus. Without these people, we would not have been able to come to your television today. They add their own input, they make the difference, and of course, everything goes well. That is what we're talking about, because in television, it is all about teamwork. Now, let's take this feature from Ridwan.
Just like how some people are born to fulfill a higher purpose in their society, the captivating content that graces your television screen is a magnificent masterpiece created by a team of talented and passionate individuals.
Come on, Mike, we have 9 minutes.
As we say, the labor of our heroes shall never be in vain. Medley takes a moment to recognize and honor these amazing people who pour their hearts into every aspect of the production to bring us such contents we cherish so dearly.
10 seconds.
We operate behind the camera, and our joy is when the thing is played and everybody is happy watching it, everybody is entertained, everybody is learning, is educating people, is passing information to people.
So I use the camera to interpret language through visuals. And I love this camera very well. I cherish it close to my heart. In fact, than for you to enjoy this camera, it's better for you to enjoy me.
They work tirelessly behind the scenes, often sacrificing their personal times to craft a viewing experience that is nothing short of magical.
No matter how sweet or how beautiful a situation is, there must be one of two challenges, you understand? So, talking about negative, find a situation whereby after you've finished everything, all the razzmatazz on the system, spending so much night working, it has been previewed and passed for airing. Just at the brink of you to export, your system crashed. So how do you feel? You feel bad. I actually cried. At that moment. I was like, what is the meaning of all this? And then I've seen a situation whereby I went to Kano specifically for a project. After all said and done, I came back hoping that I'm done with the job. Then getting to my system, virus has taken over. And then these people from Kano, imagine in the Emirates, Kano Emirates, how are you going to get all of them again?
Their creativity, dedication, and perseverance are the driving force behind every frame, every dialogue, and every moment that makes us laugh, cry, and feel alive. Without them, the magic you witness on your screen would not exist.
Even as a DOP and a cinematographer, sometimes I see my own movies, sometimes I don't see my own movies. People will call me, they show my name, they are proud of what they see. Sometimes I love to watch my footage that I shoot, so that to learn 1 or 2 mistakes that I did. If I do a mistake today, tomorrow I'll not repeat it.
But when we talk about the positive side, of course, I've gotten some kind of a commendation on what I do. And then a situation whereby you were recognized, you were given an award, not just one, two, and then everybody's like commending your efforts. Those are positive things.
From an idea, scripting, producing, filming, directing, editing, presentation to transmission, television will always be a teamwork.
So in the bag of creativity, that you just watched is so much needed, because everybody needs to chip in, add a little bit of that, add a little bit of that to make everything exceptional. And before I forget, I forgot to add the audio person who makes my voice beautiful coming across to you Sunday. Without that, we may not have what we need. But we're thankful for everybody having their own quota, their own bit to making things exceptional, which is why we are talking about dignity in labor today. Now, before we go ahead introducing my guest, who is an amazing person already, I've met her, we will be opening the phone lines for you to send in your messages very soon, and I'm sure the lines will be scrolled on your screen now. 081 778 2020. Again, 081 2020 17 2020. All right, so let's begin. I'm so happy. I'm really happy to have you all.
Very excited to be here. Thank you.
I have with me a leadership consultant. And she is an amazing person. Like I said earlier, she is Blessing Akumisi. And she's an amazing person. So we will be starting right now. So Blessing, tell me, dignity in labor. As a leadership person, a leadership expert, where do we strike that balance in our society? What do we do to get better? What do we do to make a change and make it different?
First off, thank you so much for having me. I am truly excited to be here and also to share my views. And also, well done to everybody on the team. You guys are super amazing. I feel like at this point I should clap for all of you. It is super amazing to be here and be having this conversation with you regarding dignity in labor in commemoration of the Workers' Day. One, because, there's so much happening. Shortage of jobs and all that, and then there are the skilled people. In this room there are people behind the camera. So it's a natural thing for other people watching us to think it's just you and I, but no, without the input of everybody here today, this wouldn't have happened. So I love to think about working like a process of sewing or knitting a cardigan. So there are different roles. There's the DOP, there's the sound guy, there's the camera person, there's this and there's that. All of these elements need to come together to be able to form a cardigan, which is meant to cover, right? In this context of us being here and having this conversation, all of these people coming together make this show happen, make us sound great and all of that. So the context of dignity in labor in this conversation is, it's a really thin line for the people behind the camera to say, I don't get a lot of props for what I do. I'm doing so much and just my name pops up, but my face isn't there. But then because they know that this is something that they have to do for this to happen, for the Medley show to be live and keep going live over and over again. I've been opportunity to see a few series and I am super excited and just super well done to everybody. And for us as Nigerians, I'd love to tell a short story at this point. So some while ago, a few years back, so I've got two elder sisters. My dad said we should start businesses. I was still in school then. So he gave the eldest a huge sum of money. The second, a smaller. I'm the third, so he gave me the least. And I'm like, why would you do that to me? So the eldest decided to start making bedspreads. The second went into jewelries and perfumes.
Okay.
And I did not start immediately because my son was ridiculously small. I was, if anything, angry that he had to do that to me. But I took a walk around the estate where we stayed at the time, and I figured I needed to do something that will bring in the little change. The small 20 naira, 10 naira on a daily basis, as opposed to having to wait to convince somebody to buy my brand. So I resorted to making, believe it or not, kunu aya and zobo.
Really?
I did, and I did it over and over and over again. I started making a whole lot more money than my elder sisters combined. They started praying for the strike to be over for me to go back to school, so they will take over. So if I had said, oh no, it's a little man's job, I'm not going to do it, then nothing really would have happened. I would have ended up maybe spending the money or doing something unwise with it. But then I put my head up high. People would see me and call me Mizobo. I'm like, yes, that is me. I'm so excited and I'm so proud about it. So yes, dignity in labor is something that we have to have more conversations around it, just to make people feel comfortable about the job they do. But yes, it is a conversation that is here now, and I'm excited to be having it.
Okay, so my next question to you would be, moving forward, how do we get people to be comfortable in their skin, doing what they know how to do best? How do we do that? I
think first off, it's an identity thing. You have to know who you are and be strongly rooted in your values. I kid you not, this is me telling you like real life experiences. The past month, so I have a book coming out. It is called Apply Thyself. And I had a lot of anxiety attacks because this is going to be the first. I was super scared. Oh, what if this doesn't happen? What if this? What if that? But I had to at some point push beyond all of that what ifs and remember who I am. What is my identity? My name is Akumi Shainaji. There's a reason why I am here. There's a reason why I am doing this. So I have to be comfortable in my skin and also understand that I feel like we shouldn't gun a lot for the larger numbers. If you're doing it for one person and that one person gets impacted, you never know what that one person, the ripple effect of what that one person could do. So you have to be strongly rooted in yourself and your values. Know who you are. Know what you stand for and do not break from there. You have to be focused, you have to be dedicated, committed rather, and just keep going. And once you have that, once you know yourself and you're deeply rooted in who you are, I'm pretty sure the rest would be a lot easier for us to carry on with.
So leadership in our society, I want to believe there's some aspects of that has what I would call K-leg. So to say, people know the doctors, they know the lawyers, they know the architects, they know the builders, they know the people in governance. But do they actually really know that there are some people that are not always in the limelight, but they make our day easy without them. You understand? So where do we strike a balance in that?
I think first off, people need to understand that yes, it's fantastic that you know this person or you know that person, but even for the person to be where he is, he needs an army of people behind him to keep him on that seat or whatever space it is that he is. So it will be great to yes, know the big guys, but also know the people that make it work. Because that's where, if anything, I feel like I'm more of a background person. I'm not such a forward person with everything I do, because I believe that the background is the engine room. It's kind of like a car. The outside of the car is beautiful, it's fantastic, different brands and all that. But when you open up the bonnet, you see a whole, it's like a mixture of everything happening. And if that isn't working, then the whole car would be shut down.
Definitely.
So you have to know your part. You have to know the people that make the things happen, even beyond the person. It's kind of like, I see you're putting on this lovely dress. You might not have made it, maybe it was someone else. But then asking you to say, oh, hey, who made your dress? It is you now extending to say, oh, is this person that is the reason why I look this way? So we shouldn't just gun for something that is also very key to this conversation is the part where we need to be very aware that it's a seasonal thing.
Okay.
Things come and go. People come and go.
Yeah.
So for that reason, don't be stuck up on just one person. Don't be stuck up on the outer part of whatever it is. You have to know this and that and everything that makes up this other thing that makes it great. You should be able to, if not know everything, at least know the basics. You know, just know this and that. So yeah.
All right, then please hold your thoughts. Okay, so this is what we're trying to get down. It is not just about those people way up there. We have some people that are what I would call in the background that we probably don't give much credit to, but believe you me, between you and I, without them, our day may not go as smooth as we would want it to be. Now, you might want to ask me, who are those? Where are they? Where then they hide? You know, that kind of thing. But we need you to watch this next picture.
In a broadcast house where producers, news reporters, editors, camera operators, and broadcast engineers work as a team, a set of people ensure that they are able to concentrate on doing that job in a clean and secure environment. Also, there are those people who ensure they meet up with their schedules. These people are non-broadcasters, but they are relevant to the business and their contributions cannot be overemphasized. The drivers. This is an essential part of every organization. For a television house like the NTA, their work is not limited to driving top senior staff and executives, but ensuring that every production outside the office is carried out by conveying the production crew to their destination. They put in long, odd hours. The cleaners. With commitment, patience, and smiles, these people are in the premises from 6 a.m. Monday to Friday to ensure that offices, restrooms, and the entire work environment clean at all times till they close by 4 p.m. They are relatable and comfortable around everyone at work. The gardeners. They ensure that the plants look wonderful, trimmed, healthy, bright, and green, especially the grass. They know that a nicely watered and manicured environment does wonders, not just for the minds of the staff who come to work in the office daily, but also to visitors as a positive way to appeal to their minds when they arrive. These well-manicured flowers and grasses sometimes serve as location sets for some programs, which are recorded outdoors. The security men. Everyone is concerned about security, and these guys ensure that day and night the premises are always secure, ably supported by the gallant men from the Nigerian police force. They ensure the peace of mind of everyone working, day or night. These sets of workers can be found in most organizations across the country. They are humans who have emotions, who have families, who have dreams, and who desire a better life, just like everyone around the world. Never too late to give them a flower or two, or perhaps give them a treat.
Now, I am all about giving them their flowers, giving them their respect, no matter what they do. Now, if you don't have a gardener that trims your flowers at home, you'll probably be living in a what would I call it? In a world of in a forest, if you're not careful. If you don't have somebody cleaning your house, you live in an unhealthy, very, very unhealthy environment. And these people, they make all the difference, you can imagine. Okay, so I'm back to Blessing. Okay, so Blessing, talking about the feature we just watched, tell me how remarkable these people can be and how unique we need them, irrespective of what, maybe they don't have good education or no opportunities, as you can say, but they are doing something that makes our life impactful every single day.
Yeah. I think for them it's essentially the human factor. I feel like we should talk about that first before talking about the job, the roles they play. As humans, it is only right that we respect ourselves, we respect one another.
Yeah.
I do not have to see you in some high and mighty place to respect you. I want to see you, the women in the market, you know, talking to them and greeting them with a bright smile. I go out and see the security guard is probably taking a walk, you know, just to make sure all the cars are locked and there is nothing funny happening. And I want to greet him with a warm smile and say, hi, good afternoon, how's your day going? You know, tip them if I have the means to at that time. Why? Because first off, before even coming to do the job, they're humans and we all are humans. So if we're able to understand the concept of being human and really take that in to loving ourselves and loving one another for the sake of being productive as a whole, then it will be fantastic. So yes, once again, if the people outside get to see this, well done, you guys, well done, everybody. I walked into the building and, you know, just the aesthetics, the environment looked really, really clean. So yes, I give them their flowers from now.
All right then. Okay, so I want to believe it is not just about also giving them their flowers or everything. My question to you would be, how do we strike a balance? How do we make it more comfortable? Make the environment, make the situation more comfortable for them to even be able to walk in? Because sometimes when you get to the situations they're in, it's quite appalling, you know. So how do we make it comfortable? How do we make the situation even more palatable, so to say?
So to get your question, the situation of the kind of work they do or the workspace they find themselves in, I really I still would say, if we understand that each and every one of us make the world better, irrespective of whatever it is you do, no matter how small, if we understand that baseline, then we're able to strike a balance between me that is going to drop from a car and walk into a building and someone who I'm going to meet sweeping to say, hi, good morning, great job, you're doing well, and walking. Because if that person was not there earlier than I was to clean up the office, what if I had a visitor that was going to come in, you know, from some large organization and the person sees the place in a messy situation? So we all need ourselves. It's kind of like a web. We all need ourselves to be able to stand strong. We don't need anybody dropping the ball. We don't need anybody feeling below the table. We need to be able to be human. As leaders, a very, very strong quality that each and every one of us should have and must have, if you call yourself a leader, is empathy. And it's very unfortunate that that is not a lot. You don't see a lot of that happening, you know, because people are like, oh, you know, I'm this, I'm that, you're not on my level. I really don't even understand what it means to say you're not on my level. This funny woman, very funny old woman, one time, she asked and she goes, Auntie, is it that when the high and mighty, when they die, they bury them in the sky? I'm like, what does that even mean? You know, she was trying to drive the point that we all go to the ground. And as we said, it's a cycle. People come and go. Change happens. So because I understand as a person that the next 10 minutes for me are not even promised, it helps me keep my head low to treat everybody equally. And I feel like that's something that we all should do, because you really do not know when your time is going to come. So I feel like that will really make everybody come down to the level of operating with you and operating to the next person from a human perspective, as opposed to, you know, bugaing in case Daniel. So yeah,
that's a nice one. Okay, so before we go ahead with more conversation on dignity of labor, if you're just joining us, this is the Medley Show, and we are talking dignity in labor. Now, we already have messages coming in. Our numbers are 081-778-2020. It is on it is on your screen right now, and I have messages already coming in. Okay, so this is Idaya from Ogun State. So she says, I love your show. It's super sweet. And the way your guest answers questions. However, I have a question. Do people up there really respect those below, like your shoemaker, your security personnel, or your gardener? Do people really respect that? Is it a thing of the mind, or how you are raised or treated, or it's just one of those things? What do you say?
I would say it is a thing of the mind, because not a lot of people are born into that space. But the moment your consciousness level comes to the point where you understand yourself and you're able to place certain values around yourself as a person, you should be able to put these things in place. And it's not everybody that has it. It's baby steps into getting there.
That is the issue. That's the issue at hand.
But then I think if we really want to see the change happen, we have to be intentional about everything we do. I remember a time when I was having a conversation with someone, and the person just kept on saying, I was pissed off by another person. And I'm like, oh no, I'm done with this person, and all that. The person just kept saying, you need to learn to love. Love the person. Love the person. I'm like, why do I have to love someone that is treating me badly? It didn't make sense to me, but I'm like, you know what harm would it do? I just kept on loving on the person and loving on the person. And the person walked up to me and he goes, why are you doing this to me? Why are you making me feel uncomfortable in my own skin? I'm like, what does that mean? He goes, he has been super nasty to me, but instead of being reactive, I keep on loving on him and sending him random cards and saying, oh, hey, hope you're having a beautiful day at work. Send him the sticky papers to his office. And it was really interesting because I saw a complete shift into the way the person, his personality, and started thinking and started acting towards me and every other person in the office space. So for the people who have the certain level of consciousness for knowing what they do, it doesn't make us better than the next person. You have to be very intentional about teaching people, and it doesn't take so much, really. You just teach and just go out there.
People really need to be taught to be accommodating, to be respectful.
Yes.
You don't think it's how am I going to explain this? You don't think it's something that is inborn, inbuilt?
They need to be taught.
Wow.
Not everybody is born into the kind of situation that others are born into. Some are probably born into a space that says, yeah, you can do whatever you want to do and you get away with it.
Which reminds me of a situation also. We went to an eatery, we're trying to eat, and then the servers, our waiter, they just get called upon, shouted at, I feel it's degrading. Because if you want to talk to me and you want it to go in very, very well, and you get me to do what you want me to do, you need to calm down, talk to me well, and then I'll listen. Then I can put in my very best. You understand? Okay, so we have some messages down already. Okay, so this is from Moria from Ibadan. She says she's loving the topics of discussion, but what she wants to know is okay, I think it's a safe question. Is dignity of labor glaring in Nigeria?
Wow, throw me on
the spot like that. A big wow.
I would say no and yes. Okay. Depends on the perspective.
Or the area or the extent.
Yes, exactly. It also comes back to your values and your identity as a person. If you have already made up your mind to say, hey, you know what, it's fine. I know that we're all not cut the same.
Yes.
And I also understand that what I know is not what you know. I would always be intentional about striking out that balance to say, if you do this to me, as opposed to me being reactive to how you make me feel, I would calm down and talk with you calmly.
True.
I used to have road rage. I used to get mad on I used to be very angry when I'm driving and someone does. I'm like, so something I really, really prayed for and worked intentionally towards last year was being emotionally balanced.
Okay.
Not being reactive for any reason. It got to a point that someone did a thing in front of me one time, and then we got stuck in traffic together. And when I turned and looked at him in traffic, he turned and looked at me, and I blew him a kiss. It was the funniest thing ever. He laughed and I laughed, and then he waved and I took off. So we just have to know that we're not all the same, and be intentional about teaching people. Empathy as leaders, it's something that we must have.
Okay.
If there's no empathy, then I really don't know where would get to.
Okay, so this particular question and conversation is taking us into our next feature right now. And I went out and visited a normal booker or restaurant, trying to find out exactly how their workers relate to people, relate to the owners, their perception of working there, and how they see things generally. Let's see it. We'll be right back. Lai's Kitchen is a popular restaurant where all kinds of foods are sold. But know that this is not a one-man operation, as there are major key players that aid in the success of the business by making an appearance or showing up every day. Suffice it to say that I was stunned that my first contact was with these guys sorting out Ewedu leaves at one side of the restaurant. We're here to do a story on why they are important. Come with me. So this is what I call behind the scenes, where it happens. Everybody has something to do. Not one person is doing too much or doing anything too stressful. Everybody has something to do. And this is what happens behind the scenes to get our food to us whenever we come here. I tell you, it's remarkable. So I call this place behind the scenes. This is where the cooking is done. This is where the washing, the preparation. Take this and see what I'm talking about. This is where the magic happens. Exceptional. This is where the magic happens. So you know when you see your amala, your 100 gram, Ewedu, Egusis coming to you on the dining on order, this is how it happens. And every day they're here.
We do work like family, friends, brothers and sisters. Yeah, some people said we don't usually have holidays. We don't have this, we don't have that. Yeah, we are cool with it. We are cool with it. The difference between what you are doing, what they beg you, they pursue you to do. Like what you are, you feel like, I love this, I want this, I want to do this. Fine. We want more than this. Because everybody has our own aim. But no matter how you meet yourself in this life, just accept it and thank God. Alhamdulillah. I'm a civil engineer. I studied civil engineering during my ND. But when I was destined to be here, I don't have choice. I just have to just cope and deal. Even sometimes, we always close by 9. Yeah. Our boss will leave here by 9. So we tell everybody, make sure you sleep on time so that you can wake up early. But no, I'll still be here, sitting down, playing music, laughing till 12, 1. But once it's 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, I'll be the first person to wake. And once I've been waking everybody, stand up, you come and do this, do that. Everybody wake up. This is what we've been doing. Even if it's not up to some years, but the little time we spent here, we've adapted to it.
Looking round, I found that interestingly that staffs are awarded every month for excellence.
All of us have something to do at home, but we just come here to find money to make something better in future. That's why we just, even though we are weak now, we must because this is our time to work so that we will not suffer later. And sometimes our boss, they advise us, say, now this is time we should wake up, this is time, we are not doing work for him alone, we are building ourselves. Some customers come and help us, some feel carry us, go another place. That is why we just be hard work. You know, we say, it's not, we too, we are weak sometimes, but I just want to thank God because sometimes, I feel it, because when I'm hungry, I'm getting anger, so that is why I just know that hungry man is angry man, so that is why I just control my temper. Service. After service, the customer will later apologize that I'm sorry. It's not like that, so two of us will understand ourselves.
You heard it from Samson. It is about the passion and it is about the dedication. It is not your average kind of job, but it is much needed because without them, don't let me say we go starving whenever we get to work. Most people are out of the house on time, they hardly get to eat, but when they come back here, it's a time to eat and reload, getting prepared for another fantastic time in the office. Be that as it may, let me attend to this. See you back at the studios. I am positive that was not somebody you know, but well, that was how it went down. Getting to understand how they work, their feelings, they are human beings, you know, how they work, what they want, how they treat customers, and how customers treat them back. Yes. So, okay, let me ask, Blessing, if you are in a position of to make a change, a position to, okay, I could turn this around in a click of your fingers, what would you do better when it comes to leadership in our society? Now, it is leadership, not leadership in Nigeria, leadership and our society. What would you do different?
Samson said a hungry man is an angry man. And that is true. But I would flip it to say, okay, if you do not have the knowledge, then you will not know what to do. So knowledge is power. Knowledge is key at this point. If we go out there, if I decide to, you know what, I'm going to change this, which is really what I do with the social impact side of things, I intentionally and actively go out to public schools and have conversations with the students of the senior class. We are shaping them to figure out these things out from a young age, so it grows with them as a habit, as opposed to, you know, they just meddling and just going through life, and then when they get there, they're really confused when they get to after university, you know, and all that. So we are intentional about having conversations with them. So I would say, if we really, really, really want to change the scheme of things, we need to be very intentional about investing in human capital. I would say billions and billions of naira pass on a daily basis because the human potential is not fully tapped.
True.
How do we get to the point of tapping that human potential? We need to teach them to even figure out that first there's something there
to be tapped.
That's to be tapped. So when they know that, it kind of resets their memory to say, okay, since there's this thing and it's very readily available for me and it's within me, why don't I focus on bringing this thing out to life? Since at the end of the day, it's not just going to make money for the society, it's going to make money for me too. You know, because at the end of the day, everybody wants to know what is in it for me. If we're intentional about teaching people, taking them through the due diligence of life and what you need to be at the top of success, or to be able to flip your story essentially, then I'm pretty sure that people would, you know, want to do more.
Okay, so, but do you actually think if we put our hands together and then all hands on deck, we can actually get to a point in our society where nobody looks down on anybody, with their occupation, what they do, how they do it, where they get their money from? Because I know averagely in a day, some people's take home is ludicrous.
Yeah.
Like you can't even imagine it. But yet, the next day, they're out again. They're doing the same thing. You know, trying just to make a living. So do you think we'll ever get to that stage where everything, it will be so easy for them?
I think we will. I am very optimistic.
Please tell me about it.
How? My name is Blessing. I'm here in Abuja.
Okay.
And then there might be another blessing in Karu, another blessing in Kuje, another blessing in Kupa, another blessing in Kwali. And all of us have come together to say, hey, this is the goal. The goal is to flip the story for people, flip the script for people, and this and this and this is what we need to do to get them to that side. And then we intentionally, not just haphazardly, intentionally go about our daily business to say, this is the goal, and the goal is to teach you XYZ for the sake of this. So it's not just about what we are putting in. We're also looking at the outcomes. What are we going to measure as the outcomes of whatever activity it is that we're doing today, right? So I truly believe that with intentionality and with grit and a whole lot of patience and dedication, we will be able to change the life of everybody one step at a time. We really just can't rush into it, all at once. But baby steps, I am very, very sure that we will get to a point. Yeah.
Okay, so let's take some messages and then we'll come back to Blessing. Okay, so this is Temi Tokpe Oluwa from Ibadan. It's funny, but it's actually asking you that, were you ever once a teacher?
Currently, yes, I am actually. Currently, but not like I'm not on anybody's payroll. But yes, I do teach. I teach teenagers.
Oh, that's good then. Okay then. Okay, so this is Dorcas from Ikorodu. She says she loves the program and she also loves our topic today, dignity in labor. But then she asked, how many Nigerians rather truly show what dignity of labor is? Well, I could answer that, but let me allow Blessing.
Not too many people. Not too many people.
That hurts.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but it's the truth. It's a sad truth that I believe that we can flip. I know that we can flip. It's going to take Dorcas from Ikorodu. It's going to take you. It's going to take me. It's going to take everybody in the room.
Like all hands on deck.
All hands on deck, and we will come through.
Okay, so this is coming from Michael. Michael says he doesn't believe that there is dignity of labor in Nigeria because those up there do not respect those below. It's from Jigawa.
Okay.
From Jigawa, I don't know what to say about that. Maybe from a personal experience to him, or I don't know. What do you think?
I think we are always bothered about things that we necessarily cannot control as a people, and that's really not good for us. What can you control in your household? What can you control in your immediate community? It's a growth thing. It goes up there. So if you're able to say, Michael, right? I think I kind of understand where you're coming from with this, but I also know that if you start small, somebody says a family, and you can explain, decide to explain to yourself however you want to, but a family is a small group of people where love is exercised. You see the thing about loving people? If you start in your small groups to say, okay, this is the community I'm in, and leadership is not working well in my community, and you fix that, and then the next community fix, and then we go to the local level, we go to the state level, we go. So it's a ripple effect. It's not just you waking up from down here to say, oh, this is not working. You have to start in small pieces,
places,
and then it will build up.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. While growing up, what did your parents do? What occupation did your parents have?
Both civil servants.
Oh, okay. So, my dad and mom were insurance brokers. Naturally, I would love to toe the line, toe the line, and then tell them, okay, I want to be an insurance broker. But I've come to notice that oftentimes in our society, what our parents do influences what comes our way or what we actually want to do. So we are going to a vox pop. I would like to ask people out there, what career paths did your parents take, and how did it influence what you're currently doing now? We'll be right back.
My parents are business people. Like my father is a businessman. So as I grow up, I know that business is a good thing. And my father does this. He take care of us. We go school, all of us, till before he come die. As he died, so I see that business. I even go school. I have diploma certificate, but I see that one, it cannot work for me. I started doing business. So it's where I am now.
So
it's business that I'm doing.
So we can literally say that you get the inspiration of being a
business from my parents.
From your parents.
Yes, sir.
My father is a mechanical engineer. So then I used to see him working in his car. So with what he learned in school, gave him opportunity to work if his car is faulty and all that. So that was what prompted me to maybe go to the line also, that if I'm an engineer, like I'm studying civil engineering, so I can maybe work for my own self and all that.
Yeah, my mom is a businesswoman and my dad is an engineer, and it has also affected me positively because, in fact, that's where I got the idea of what I'm doing today, because my mom is always... the only disadvantage of this is because my dad is not always around. He's not always around, and my mom is always busy. In the morning she's out to her business, she's back in the evening, but there's always food in the house and everything. So it made me realize that I can also be a business entrepreneur and also make money just like the way she does. So that's how it has improved my life.
When I was in school, my parents pay only my school fees once. If I told you my parents once, you understand? So the respect, what my father and my mother, they are God-fearing people. They don't discriminate. That's why it impacted to me. Me too, I don't discriminate people.
My dad was actually a land surveyor. So I think given his own knowledge and experience in the white-collar job, being educated too, it was easier for all of us, including my siblings, to also, go into school. So we went to school, and then from there we also chose our own different fields of, profession. I found myself in banking. My other siblings are also doing other things. My mom didn't really go to school, so she stay in the house and do petty business. So it has actually affected my life greatly, because my dad has been the inspiration and also always encouraged us to take our studies seriously. And also, so here we are.
My father is a retired civil servant, so I can say how his job affected me. He worked with government and he retired. I got impressed when he was working with government and the ideas he was giving me. I must say that that is what encouraged me to be a civil servant, to work with government. Now that I'm a graduate, I want to get a job with government. I want to do a government job. So I must say that that is one way or the other that his job affected me. And it is true that his work as a civil servant, he get to pay my school fees from primary school to secondary school to the university. So from there I got impressed that I should be one of the people serving my nation, Nigeria.
I don't know about you, but I can actually feel the sincerity coming from the hearts of those people. They may not have much, they may not have what they want right now, but the sincerity from their hearts to their parents for what they have done in their life is absolutely remarkable. Now, Blessing, let me ask you, Did any of your parents' occupation influence what you're doing currently?
The spot. Mom, Dad, if you are watching this, I'm so sorry, but yeah, I'm gonna tell the story.
I'm not there.
Well, I will just move in with you if anything happens. But yes, when it started, my dad's an accountant, a chartered accountant. I wanted to be an accountant because I just like the way he always talks numbers, and big numbers. I'm like, yes, I want to be like you, and then I got to the point where I started studying and I'm like, no, I don't want to be like you anymore. This is not for me. And then I branched into doing something else. I'm studying information and media technology, actually. So it was supposed to be a presenter or an OAP type of situation, but it wasn't. I don't think it was for me like that. So interesting enough, I am the first entrepreneur to branch out in the family.
Wow.
So
impressive.
But I would say that their lives, their extracurricular activities had a lot of influence in the role I decided to play when it comes to, teaching teenagers, shaping them from that very young age. I see a lot of that in my parents. They are the ones to take the complex stuff and break it down into A, B, C, D and tell it to their children and tell it to other children around them. So that's something that I really did admire, and I know that has helped me a lot as a person.
So branching out, how has it been? Money they flow well, Abby.
Well, yeah, we're on our way there, but it's been very interesting. If anything, the learning curve has been very, very interesting. I am always excited because I get to meet different type of people and conversations that we end up having. It's just been a really interesting journey. So yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, my story is different, but I'll keep that by the wayside. All right, then. So let's quickly take some messages. This is V from Lagos, and it says, well, there are some people that you cannot overrule, that when you see them, you see what dignity in labor is all about. And it says, kudos to the crew, kudos to the Medley crew, and kudos to everyone that is searching every day for a way of living. V, thank you so much. We appreciate that. We really do. And we're wishing you the very best as well. Okay, so this is from Jeffrey. All do. Okay. So Jeffrey wrote in Pidgin. Let me read what is here. Jeffrey say, nobody care about him, but for him, no, he wake up every morning to do his urgent 2K, whether people like him or not. Bam. And I believe that's the truth. You really shouldn't bother what you're doing. I think it's about being determined, being open to do what you do every single day. There's a guy that does delivery for me. Do you know, sometimes if I don't see that guy and somebody else comes, I'm like, please, where's my usual person? Because he does it well, he does it good. They make our life easy. And we should never forget that. We shouldn't forget that there's some people that makes our life easy, simple and beautiful, irrespective, and we should treat them right. Encourage one another as well, and also find a way to stay kind towards them. Trust me, it's not easy. So we will do better if we just push each other in and move ourselves along and help one another. And that is it on the Medley Show today. Oh, okay, so I still have time. Fantastic. Okay, so aside the fact that we need to gather each other in unity, in love, helping one another along, what else do you think we can do to make it better? Last words.
Okay. My last words?
Yep.
Okay, that is fantastic. First of all, I'd love to say thank you again for having me on the show.
We are.
And if I would leave anybody with a parting word, it would be to know that there's money everywhere. But the question is, who has your money? So figure out the person that has your money and go and meet the person.
Did you just say figure out the person that has your money?
Yeah.
Wow.
For my Zobo that I sell,
fantastic.
The people that have my money are those that are willing to lose weight, and you just have to figure out the back end and go and meet those people and get what is yours from them. Keep being amazing, and I am rooting for you on a personal basis.
All right then. I want to say that for Nigeria as a nation, all hands need to be on deck. We not only need to explore those gray areas around us, we also need to do the needful. And for most workers out there, it's not easy, but I know it can get better. And between you and I, we can make it better. And that's it, everyone. See you next week.